we've never since we moved here. It's going to be crazy. Holy moly. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, and then Maria will hop on. She's just getting off her team call. But the College and Cash promo that's going on within the pose, we've got some more people that are earning cash. Jean Ebeline is up to 6. So congratulations to Jean on earning all that extra College and Cash. So much fun. She had her first Slip and Glow last Friday with Gloria Brinker. Also shout out to Marcy Gainier. I want to say the word finally, because it does probably feel like finally for her, a doctor's office that she has worked on for eons, and they put in an order today. So congratulations, Marcy. I hope she sees this. Dot and Jen, tell her, it's just so exciting for her. Big deal. So, and then we also added Corinne Godsword. She was my very first distributor, you guys, and she's in Colorado, and she got a College and customer too. So that's super fun. Again, Rock the Rhythm. It's essential that we get registered for this. Tyler said in the last call, if you guys did not hear it, there will be major announcements the first week of January, Rock the Rhythm in March, and in April. So there is a big push towards getting your PV up. And then as we talk about getting our PV up, Tyler also mentioned making your goal 3 new customers and 1 new distributor every month. And you've got to have a pipeline to do that. And that pipeline has to be continually growing. And the best thing we can be doing right now, he said 18 minutes a day, but when you get a Christmas card in the mail, send them a message. When you just go through, take time and go to your friends list on Facebook, wishing them a Merry Christmas. Hope they're having a holiday season. What are they doing for the holiday? If not with the intent of striking up conversation with LifeVantage yet, but just re-engaging. And when we all know, when you do that, the algorithm will show them to you more, and you will be shown more to them. And that's why it'll be important to you just to keep things and eyes in your stories. So keep that pipeline funnel going. New Orleans, next big event, make sure you're registered for that as well. There were more hotel rooms that open up. I have 2 hotel rooms. So I would love to help somebody. One of them is going to be perfect for 2 to 4 people. So anyway, let me know if you're still thinking of going, and if you need a hotel room, we can talk about that. The Sip and Glows, still collagen till the end of this, will be 2 this week and then 2 next week as well. Flip the Switch on Tuesday nights along with collagen. You've got many different things, but the Flip the Switch on the LifeVantage page, remember, that is something you can always go to, scroll through, find maybe people that speak your language, and you can always use those as a tool to tag people on as well for third-party validation. Back to the PV real quick. I wanted to share with you real quick. These are the tiers. The Performance Club starting January. Again, we're talking about personal volume. The Performance Club is changing, and it's going to be tier-based based on your amount of PV that you have in your business at the end of the month. So here are the tiers basically that we've got: 500 to 999, 1,000 to 1,999, 2,000 to 3,999, and then on upward. But Sean told us a breakdown of how many people in their organization of over 2,000 distributors were at each of these levels right now. And it made me think of the income earnings disclosure statement that shows us how the percentage of people in a company that are at certain ranks. So if you're at any of these, I mean, you're in the top 10% of their Pro 10 organization. And if you're not, right, it's a goal to go after. It's a goal to go after, and just remember, PV is going to be where it's at. So again, the goal in 2023, 3 new customers and 1 distributor a month, and our pipeline needs to be full if we want to keep the rotation going of ITT with people. And then the College and Cash promo changed slightly. It's not just elite packs. If they come in on one of the other 3 packs as well, they still have a chance if we then go and get them in action right away and get them to Pro 1 by the end of the month. They have the ability to pick off the board, and the big ones are still available: the $1,000 and the $500 and 2 $250s. Wednesday Wellness is happening this month as well. College and Cash till the end of February and the Run to Pro 4. So I'm going to stop my share. Those were just some announcements I had for you guys. Is Maria here? She's not here yet. Oh, okay. She'll be here soon. Oh, there she is. Wow, timing. Hi.
Oh, hello. Perfect timing. Good.
It was like perfect timing.
Just enough time to wrap off my team Zoom and hop on this one. Hello, beautiful ladies. I think I can say ladies because I see all the names and I don't see any guys there. So hello, beautiful ladies. How are you?
Thanks for being here, Maria. You guys, the reason I invited Maria was this morning on the leadership Zoom, Marisa was just glowing about Maria being a guest on their team Zoom this morning. And she said it was an emotional and just Maria and Marisa just did a Tony Robbins event called Date with Destiny. And it's long, it's intense, you're in it for hours upon hours. And Maria, you always come from the heart. You always just speak with we just feel you every time you talk. So I know it's tough to duplicate what you did this morning, but I would just love for you to, I'm assuming what you're sharing are your takeaways from that event, how it made you feel, and what perfect timing, right? As we look ahead to a new year. So
Yeah.
I'd love for you to share with us what you got from it.
I will, and I'll bring the same heart and same emotion as I did this morning. I shared 3 main tips that I got from Date with Destiny. I will say that, you know, in this type of business, network marketing, you have to work on your mindset. You have to work on you. You have to work on believing in you, because this product is rock solid. We know it's amazing. We know it's changed so many lives. The business, we've seen people all around us have success. We know that it's doable. We just have to believe that we can do it. So you have to find different ways to continue to work on your own personal mindset. And, you know, make that one of your 2023 goals. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be a lot of money that you spend, but you have to work on your mindset. It's super important. And so, 3 of the things that I got out of the Date with Destiny was a 6-day event. I thought it was only going to be 3 days, but then I was like, oh my God, 6 days of this. 12 14-hour days, like super long. And by the end, you need to find the energy. You need to keep bringing it, you know. But he has a method to it all, right? So one of the things that everything is a story, right? And it's a story that you tell yourself. You can tell yourself a positive story, or you can tell yourself a negative story. And in network marketing, we get in our head, right? That, you know, that we're not good enough, that you doubt, you know, you doubt yourself, you doubt the way you said it, you doubt what you did. I mean, just, you know, it's just the type of business that it is. It's like peeling an onion and your true self gets exposed. But what story are you going to tell yourself, right? You can tell yourself that negative story, or you can go find a positive story. So he told us story of he's done this Date with Destiny over 30 years. He's done it, and in 2 different times when he did it. So you have to fill out a 10-page form on all these kinds of things. It goes on and on and on, like lots of details. He really wants to get to know you, right? And where to go and where to address. And one time he had a gentleman that was in I think it was the Vietnam War. And he was very down, very negative, suicidal. In that war, he had a friend that got shot beside him, and blood splattered on him, you know, all over him. I mean, horrific, right? And he was just in a very deep, dark place. A couple of years later, another story he's reading, and in this story, another person, Vietnam War, same thing happened, had someone that got shot right next to them, blood everywhere, blood all over them. But he looked at life is short and enjoy every moment. So his life was full of abundance, much brighter, happier person, right? So 2 people witnessed, pretty much his point was 2 people witnessed the same exact thing, right? Is a cup half full or is it half empty? Like my husband is always kidding with me. My cup is always half full. It's never half empty. I'm like, of course, it could be the dire situation. And I try to find something positive, and he kind of rolls his eyes, but he knows he gets me, right? So that's what you can choose, right? You can choose that when that doubt comes into your head and the negativity, you start doubting yourself. Maybe you're not where you wanted to be. It's the end of the year and you had a goal in January. Maybe you're not where you wanted to be, right? But that's okay. Try to find something positive in your story. Like shut down that negative story that comes out and just be grateful that you're here and you're part of this journey. It doesn't matter if your journey is 1 year or is 12 years or 15 years. Carrie Dickey was 15 years in network marketing before she really made any money. Rachel Picard talks about 12, 11 years in network marketing before she finally figured it out, right? And look at her today. She could have given up in all those years, right? So what story are you telling yourself? Like think, what story do you tell yourself? And you've got to change that story. So make 2023 that you're going to tell yourself positive stories. Like when the negative voice comes in, say, no, I'm grateful. And I always go to gratitude because gratitude is such a big part. And Tony talks about gratitude so much. Find gratitude in any of this, just that you're part of it, that you even know about it. Do you know how many millions and millions of people will never know about LifeVantage, will never know about these products, right? And we know about it. So you're already one step ahead of everyone else that will never have this opportunity in their hands that we have. You're already one step ahead of them. So even if it's only that, I know you've all have enrolled at least one customer. So I've enrolled a customer, you can enroll a second customer. If you've enrolled a distributor, you can enroll another distributor. Sometimes I'm not a hyper enroller. I look in between, like last year, I think I enrolled 3 or 4 distributors. And trust me, I'm out there talking to people and looking, right? But it's just, I'm not a hyper enroller. But that's okay, right? So change your story, change your thoughts. It will change everything. Go to gratitude and change that story. And then ask yourself, we all have a primary question. So a primary question is kind of your core, what you kind of ask yourself and how you function. So my primary question, and it was funny because I wasn't getting it at first, and then it clicked. I'm always saying, how can I be better? So if I say that all the time, it sounds like it's a great question, right? Like, I want to be better. How can I be better? But what's negative about that question? If I keep asking, how can I be better? Put it in the chat. What comes to your mind? What's negative about always being like, how could I be better? How could I be a better mom? How could I be a better wife? Exactly. And that's why I get emotional. See, I did it again. It's a horrible question to ask you, to keep asking, like living. That's my primary question. I'm always saying, how can I be better? And not appreciating how I am. Sorry. It's my primary question. So in these next couple of weeks, try to find, what do you ask yourself all the time? What's your primary question? And whatever it is that comes to your mind, right? Whatever it is, here's my new question. And he taught us this. How can I appreciate, and then in the middle, ... you're going to put whatever you're going to change it to, even more right now. So my new question is, and I have it in a Post-it right on my computer. How can I appreciate my God-given gifts even more right now? How can I appreciate, see how I turned that around? Because I know I have gifts. I don't need to be any better. I'm already good. I'm good enough. So my question changed to, how can I appreciate my God-given gifts even more right now? So dwell upon that the next couple of weeks, right? And change your question. And just start paying attention. What do you kind of go to when things are happening in your life? What are you asking yourself? What do you run on? And then how can I appreciate ... whatever, even more right now? It's important to put even more in right now. He's got a very specific formula that it works in the brain. I don't question why, I just do it. It makes sense to me. He's the expert, right? So find how you can change your primary question, what you're asking yourself all the time about you and who you are. And it will just change things. So I have it in front of me. So whatever I try to think, oh, I should have done that better. I could have done that better. I'm like, no, Maria, how can I appreciate my God-given gifts even more, right? I have to appreciate who I am. And I know as women, we're very tough on ourselves. For some reason, I don't know why, we're very tough on ourselves. Like we just don't feel like we're always, and we like to compare with someone else. We need to stop doing that. We're good enough. Who we are, we're good enough. We're amazing, right? We just got to let our gifts come out and be us, right? And go bless the world with what we have our hands on. And the third thing that I loved was about forgiveness. Forgiveness is super important. He talked about hating your enemy only poisons you, not them. Oh, and that was actually from, I wrote it down and I didn't mention it. That was from Mandela. What's his first name? I can't think of it.
Nelson
Mandela. I better write that down. I get a brain fart here. Yeah, so Nelson Mandela, in one of his books, he talks about someone asked him, because he was in prison all those years, and asked him, like, do you hate the people that put you in prison? Like, now you're going to be president of them. What are you going to do to them? And he said, and he's the one that said, hating your enemy only poisons you, not them. So one of the things during the holidays that's great to do is just, who do you need to forgive? And one of the things he taught us was to appreciate anything that happened that was that, that you need to forgive. Appreciate that it happened, because it made you the person you are today. So some people there, like, weren't talking to a mother, a father, had a bad, grew up with bad parents, or just, bad stuff happened in their life. But that's what made them the person they are today. And of course, if you know Tony Robbins' story, his mom was alcoholic, kind of abusive, 3 to 4 husbands, just they had no money, very, very poor. But that's what made him the person he is today. So he found a way to appreciate his mom, forgive her, and love her for who she was, because that's what all of us here, we're here, and we are the person we are because of how we grew up and whatever happened in our life, right? So he really talks about forgiveness. And there's a Hawaiian prayer that is 4 little phrases. So take like 10 minutes before you go to bed, or even when you lay down, and just say it, repeat it like 10 times. It's, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. So I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive you and thank you. So we did it, we did like a meditation mantra, and just saying that and repeating it and thinking of someone we wanted to forgive. And there were people that got phone calls from the people that they were forgiving, like that, texted them out of the blue, called them out of the blue. Because it's powerful when you concentrate and think of someone. Ever think of someone and then they call you, or, you call your friend and she goes, oh, I was just thinking about you, right? So, our energy, our thoughts, they go out there, they touch people. That's all energy. And I believe in our energy, how it, goes around. So I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. And just go to bed and think of whoever you need to forgive. Like, we need to get that out of our system. That's not good to hang on to. And it could be for any little thing. It doesn't even matter. So it's a beautiful little prayer and mantra to do. Every night. That was it, Miss Tanya.
That was amazing.
I love you, lady.
Try not to cry now.
Oh, I held that. I only cried once during it.
Really? Wow.
Well, no, this time, yeah, I was like,
yeah.
This morning it was like,
yeah.
But
and the prayer can be for yourself too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to do that with a spouse, it's really good. Like each other, he had some couples who were going through some stuff, and they had them each look at each other and say that to each other. And it was powerful, like, ooh, like that emotion, right? Yeah, it was very beautiful and powerful and very connecting.
What is the intention of that Is it for him, like when you, the date with destiny, is it for you to discover like your purpose?
Yeah, it is. It's really to discover your destiny, who you were meant to be, like what's you at your core, who are you really at your core?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wanted, this morning, you guys, I was listening to a podcast, and one of the things he talked about as well, oh, where was it? He talked about your purpose. Oh, find your meaningful mission. Without a clear vision, you'll always feel unfulfilled in your life. Clarity is power. If you're not clear on where you're going, why would you want to get out of bed? Fill your life with a mission bigger than yourself. Having a clear mission leads you to a longer, healthier life. And there's even studies behind that. And how do you find it? You have to know the difference between passion and purpose. It's taking what you love and using it to help others, using your gifts in service of others. That's why I think sometimes if we get so caught up in, again, the transaction of the numbers and the pushing the product, I think we can easily get lost, and then we're not aligned with our true purpose and our calling.
And you're
Right?
not enjoying it anymore,
Right.
you know, like you're
Yeah.
not enjoying it anymore. I'm not the numbers person, so I know there's promotions and this and that. So absorb them, know there's a promotion, but just go bless people. And if you get the promotion and if you want to go check, are you close, are you far? But don't let that be your driver. That's just another tool to help you, right? But don't get overwhelmed by it. It's just another tool. Know that I feel that we're all here on a mission. We love to help people, right? And we can help people with their health, but we're really helping people change lives, like live the life that they've always wanted to live with, not the financial burden. How many people are struggling through an organization that I help. We're helping a family that lost everything during COVID. And so you think that, well, how could someone like lose everything? But things happen to people when they don't have a lot of money, and then little things happen that it just puts them over that edge, and then they lose everything. So there are still people trying to recover from that. And we can be such a blessing to them, such a blessing that we can be. So look at as a blessing and not a transaction, right? And when someone, it's not for them right now, you've just planted a seed. Like, be happy that at least you have the opportunity to talk to them. I mean, they could come back in a year or 2 years. I mean, I've had so many people over the years like, oh, okay, I got to take your product. I've tried everything. I've gone to every doctor and nothing works. I'm like, okay. And it's so funny when those come out of the blue. Oh, it's like, or I see them accidentally, like, oh yes, I need that stuff. I need that stuff. I'm like, okay. So you're planting all these seeds and you never know when they're going to come back and pop, right? But like on my team Zoom, one of the women that just hit Pro 3, she said, I just had to get out of my own way and just talk to people. Like, just go talk to people. Like, don't think about it too much. Just go have conversations with people, right? And during the holidays, when we see new people we haven't seen, just ask a lot of questions about them. What are they doing? What's going on? What went well? What didn't? What's their goals for next year? What do they want to change? Like, have these great conversations, and then you can go back to them, depending on what they said, and said, hey, you talked about this in your health. And, I don't know if I'm in the wellness industry and I've got, some medical breakthrough technology that might help you, or if they're looking for a new job or a business or changes in life, say, hey, I don't know, but I've got a business. I'm in the wellness business. I've got a business I'd love to share with you. It may or may not be for you. Like, you're just asking to share information with them, and you just got to do a lot of that. That's all it is. In a lot. And keep doing it. Keep swimming. Let's all keep swimming.
I was talking to a distributor recently, and she was telling me, as a stay-at-home mom that homeschools kids, we thought of her word for the year, and it's confidence. And when she was telling me about things that have transpired for her, as a mom at home, taking care of so many kids and homeschooling, she was talking about her I help statement and who she wants to help and focus on. And she went into somebody with a brain condition or somebody with this. And I'm like, I go, I just think if you were to funnel it back, I'm like, and when I hear your story, I think you need to be looking for the stay-at-home mom that's homeschooling and is looking to find her own identity outside of those roles. And she'd never seen it that way. And I'm telling you guys this because I really hope and pray that you take the time with the questions Maria gave you, with the worksheets that we did for goal setting, and you really funnel it in on your mission and who you want to help. Because I know for me, when I'm clear on what my mission is and who I want to help, we'll be able to set boundaries more as we go through this navigation of letting LifeVantage be the tool to help those people. And that's what this is. This is your tool for that bigger picture, that greater good. And the beautiful thing is the tool helps people along the way. But you'll be able to set boundaries, you'll have more clarity, you'll enjoy this much more, and you'll walk with so much more confidence. And that, again, that's your mission. Your I help statement is your mission statement. And give yourself the time and the grace to get it done and work on it going into this new year. You'll be so grateful and so happy that you did.
Yeah. And this sometimes, LifeVantage is the vehicle to do the other stuff you're passionate for, right? So if you say, well, my purpose is more this, right? Well, this could just be the vehicle that you build, right? That creates the money in the funnel for you to be able to go do the other stuff that you want to do, right? And so just, sometimes, we want the mission to be this, but it could be something else. And this is just what's going to, once you build it and you have that stream of income, you can do all those other things that you've always dreamed of being able to do that, and Tony talks about having a contribution goal, like wanted to contribute back to the world. Like, have you ever thought of that? Like in charity wise, like how much would you like to give to be able to give to charity? So that even if it's a big, huge number, like make it really outrageously big that you'd like to be able to, donate. I mean, I remember the first time I was able to write $1,000 check for charity for the LifeVantage Legacy. It wasn't called Legacy then. So, because I texted my husband and I'm like, we're Pro Sevens, finally, getting some good income. And I'm like, oh, they're having this charity. I can't remember what it was. It was something to do with children. And I said, how much do you think I can do? Can I do 500? And he's like, well, do 1,000. And I'm like, oh, the house, like $1,000? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And it was just so empowering, like to be able to write that check that I've never written a check for that amount of money. Like, I was like, whoa, right? And so that's grown over the years, and the amount, that we're, I have this big audacious goal that I want to give back when I hit Pro 10. So my hit in Pro 10 is tied into how much I want to give back. And so I focus my purpose on, if I can give to these charities what I want to give, or I can and help and impact people. I can imagine going to a restaurant and giving a waitress $100 tip. Wouldn't that be the coolest thing? Doubling whatever your meal was, giving her, like, so have those types of goals. Like, I want to be able to give back tremendously. I want to make a lot, but I want to give back and help people and be able to. I remember when we lived in Massachusetts before LifeVantage, I was in Walmart and there was a woman in front of me trying to buy stuff, and she just, she couldn't afford everything. She was taking out stuff. And then after she left, I was like, oh my God, I should have bought the stuff for her. I should have done something. And so it was funny because I made a promise back then and there. If I ever had anyone in front of me struggling, like I was going to step up one way or another. Right. And I can do that today. And I'm always looking forward, like, okay, does anybody, like, especially around this time, you see people kind of, when they were going to take something out of the cart because it's too much, like, you just quickly put it in the car, have the girl swipe it, and like, imagine, it feels so amazing when you can do stuff like that to help people.
Nowadays you can do the walk by and just tap your card. And
I know, it's like, okay, oh, I tapped my card, sorry. Like, oh, Merry Christmas. Yeah. We were just able to help a family who lost everything and get them into an apartment. And it was just such a beautiful experience. So they were never going to get out of the grind they were in. Like they were paying like $3,000 to be in a hotel. How were they ever going to save up for a down payment? Right. Like it was never going to happen for this family. And so like Nola and I feel so blessed that we were able to just, okay, we're going to help. We can help this family. And so find an organization that speaks to you and start volunteering, and then start changing your mindset. Like, I want to donate $1,000. I want to donate 10,000. I want to donate 20,000. Like, think like that. And then the rest of it kind of comes, because God knows where your heart is. So you just got to let your heart lead, and the rest of it will come in.
Okay, Maria, we always end in prayer. Do you want to join us?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right, let's pray, guys. Heavenly Father, thank you for Maria, and just thank you for her heart and the gifts that you've equipped her with so that she can just so eloquently share it with us, and just pray for abundance for her in this new year, for her and her family and her boys. And Lord, I just pray for the rest of us and our teams, just for clarity, that you would make our calling so crystal clear to us that there is just no turning back, no questioning, no sidestepping, but just like all out, we're going to climb the mountain. We're going to get to the top because we know exactly why you placed us here. So I just pray that everyone takes the time to rest in that, to sit in that, to listen to you, to hear you, and to know exactly why you have them in this world. So we give it all back to you. I pray for good health and safe travels, and just a really beautiful, blessed Merry Christmas for everyone. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, you guys. I hope you have a beautiful Christmas. I love you so much. We won't have a call next Monday. Please enjoy your family and wear your Christmas PJs and watch movies and eat a lot and laugh a lot and be very, very safe. I'm so grateful for you. Merry Christmas. Thanks, Maria. I love you.
Love you too. Bye, ladies.
Bye, everybody.